Hello, it's JANG here with a look at a Legends of Chima 2015 set. This is Icebite's Claw Driller. Comes with 629 pieces. In the show, the appearance of this mech-like thing was pretty epic, and it was quite a shame that we didn't get to see them for longer. Things really wrapped up very quickly in the last episodes. This is a very solid build as a toy, as a model. And it has a lot of articulation to it, and it has a lot of things that you can do with it. A lot more than I expected. So it actually makes for a very good toy and not just a display model. The whole thing is polar bear inspired, and you can see that starting right from the head here with the small little eyes back here. All of this can be rotated. It's on a ball joint, so you can really turn that around and really get some different looks out of it. This top piece right here is actually printed. That's not a sticker, that's a print that goes over the whole thing. Very nice piece there. You can open and close the jaw quite a bit. It's got nice teeth on there, good use of a couple different types of barb or tooth pieces, building in different directions here. So it's using good advanced techniques. The Ice Chi crystal is attached from the top, so you can easily steal that off if you want to use that as one of the things that happens in your play. You've got very large spiky shoulders here, and the arms are pretty thick and they have several joints. First of all, on this side, you've got an elbow joint that goes in and out like so that gives you a good range there. And it's also on one of these nice ratcheted joints that allows this to turn up and turn down, and you've also got an additional joint just to give you a little extra reach. So you can reach just a little bit farther forward that way, a little bit farther down. It's not able to get all the way to the ground unless you bend the whole thing forward, but it's very poseable, and you can turn this all the way this way, kind of wave a little bit like that. You can see you've got a ball joint here, right underneath here, using one of these character and creature building system large hand and claw pieces. All these fingers can be moved independently with the transparent, icy looking light blue color there. This hand also has on it this dual flick missile launcher, so you can shoot both of these off. And the other side has the driller function built into it, so no claw here. It's a claw driller, it's claw on one side and driller really on the other side. This has a knob and it's geared, so you can spin that kind of remotely. It works even, or looks even better if you're standing behind or sitting behind the thing turning this. And other than that, you've got the same range of motion here and the same jointing, so you can move this around quite a bit. Once again, it's not able to reach all the way down to the ground though. There's a sort of bandolier style of attachment up here going to the shoulder, which you can see as feeding possibly spikes to the driller that could be shot out from the tip of it, or just feeding power to it. There's Icebite's control station underneath, right in the body. He does not attach with studs, he just kind of gets pressed into a little panel piece, so he's very easy to put in, even though it's kind of a constrained little area. He's able to hold on to his control sticks there quite effectively, and the whole model has articulation at the waist, so you can turn this thing side to side, which looks pretty good, and he goes with that. And you notice this actually goes back automatically on its own. It's because it actually has a rubber band on the back to make sure that it does that. It's not going to perfectly center all the time, but yeah, it just helps so that this isn't just kind of flailing all about all the time, since this is a fairly loose joint. And that brings us down to the legs, which also have two joints each, and that allows you to kind of splay these out a bit because of the way that they're arranged, so you can kind of bring them down closer to the ground while still having his legs apart from each other side by side. You can bring that all the way up. It just makes him look taller. You can also rotate these a bit forward and back. This one's a little bit tougher to pull off, but you can get it into a walking pose, and it is able to balance like that. It's not a great balance, but I think if you get the kind of move the arms with it to help with the center of gravity, that is going to work. So that's a pretty menacing look, as it looks like it's running towards you or lunging towards you. That's really important to me for any sort of walking thing, any sort of mech or anything, that you be able to make it walk. And they've done as good as they could with this, given its size and its shape and its weight. There's also an additional feature on the back that's supposed to be kind of hidden, and it is kind of camouflaged in with the look of everything, but this is an escape bike, so if the main mech is not able to continue forward because it has been disabled, or an escape situation, or if he just needs more agility or to be able to get through smaller areas, that's what this blaster bike is for. Just has a single wheel and tire on the front, and then some kind of ice treads, I think is what they're supposed to be. Kind of Chi-powered magical things. It's supposed to be kind of working like a snow machine, snowmobile in a way. Got your little control panel back there. And there's how he's able to stand on the thing. It is able to lean side to side and turns a bit because of these inverted round tiles on the bottom, which also help it to kind of move over real terrain, like a low pile carpeting or anything, just to make sure that it doesn't get caught up too easily. It's got a big old blaster in the front, so he's still able to shoot with this thing. It doesn't physically shoot anything, but you can use it with your imagination. I like it with these claw or tooth pieces kind of facing back. To me, that makes it look nice and slick, but you can also push these all the way forward like that, just to kind of frame the blaster section of it a little bit more. On the Fire Tribe Alliance side, this is Bulkar's burner bike. So you can see that as being kind of a little bit more competitive with the Ice Tribe bike rather than going against the whole claw driller. You might want to try to whittle down the defenses of the claw driller to force the bike to come out, so then you can fight on a more even ground, even just with the stuff in this set. So this one's got the Fire Chi crystal on the back. It also has, this one's able to physically shoot because it has two flick missiles, one on either side. This is also a snow machine sort of thing because it's got the little skis or skids in the front, and they put the bear paw details on there, tried to get a little bit of a shape of a bear head on there. I think they did a good job, especially for the way that they portray the bears in the actual cartoon. I think that this has the key features there. I really like what they did to get the ear sort of detail using those, or that one exhaust sort of piece. You can turn these up and down a little bit too for going over terrain. Kind of makes it look like it's clawing at the terrain. So there's what it looks like occupied. These are new pieces for 2015 back here in the orangish yellow color. Nice little flame design, but personally I like the older flame design a little bit better for this kind of a thing, for actually showing real flames that are supposed to be coming out. I think that this is a nice fire, individual fire piece, but I like the transparent stuff better for coming out of tailpipes. The figures come with a lot of stuff. Left to right, it's Icebite himself, then Ice Paw, Bulkar, and surprisingly for this set that focuses on the ancient rivalry between the bear tribes, Razor is included here, and Razor gets the golden fire harness for this particular set. They only give you one of those, one tribe's fire harness per set at a maximum. The weapons, as usual, are pretty crazy in scale and size, so you need to have these figures on a studded base, otherwise they will fall over. Icebite here has a Super Snoka. It's basically a snowball launcher. Ice Paw in white gets a Scythe Sickle. Bulkar back there with that weapon that looks like some sort of saw. Well, that's exactly what it's supposed to be, and they call it Buzz Fire. It's like a Fire Chi powered buzz saw or circular saw. And lastly, on the right, Razor gets a pair of flame chucks, and he is able to hold one even in his hook hand. There's a different angle on the weapons just to give you a little bit more of an idea of how they're shaped and how they're sized relative to the figures. And let's take a look at these from the back. As is the norm for Chima figures, it's tough to see anything until you take everything off. And there it is. Now you can actually appreciate all the prints on them, including the alternate faces on these two, no alternate faces on these two, because this guy, the main Icebite, gets kind of a tattoo on the back, and the other guy, Ice Paw, just gets some fur detail. But you can see these faces From the fronts, those are their main faces, do notice that Razor's hook is now broken off because just taking the weapon out of his hook hand broke that off. It's a very hard and fairly brittle piece of plastic, so be careful with that. The big old claw driller is great. I love the build of this thing. I love the look of it. I liked it a lot in the show. Once again, I'm really sad that they weren't able to stick around longer, but yeah, this is just all good. It's focused, the whole set is focused on obviously the Ice Tribe side, but they do give you some substance on the Fire Tribe side. The bike, the burner bike, has good size to it and it's able to actually shoot. And I think the inclusion of a character that can fly here will really help you to kind of divide up your attack on the claw driller and, you know, attack from multiple angles, different ways, and get that thing down and force its bike to be deployed. Then you'll be on more of an even footing. Please share your thoughts about this set down in the comment section, and also hit either thumbs down or thumbs up on the video, doesn't matter to me. And stick around to check out more of my videos because more are on the way very soon. Catch you later.